What we've been concentrating on so far is bending the spine forward and back. Now we're going to do an exercise for a sideways bend of the spine. And it's very easy to do. All you do is you lie on your side, one hip and leg are flat against the floor, the other leg rests on top of it, and you support yourself on one elbow. The other hand starts out flat on the floor like this. You press down a little bit with this shoulder. In other words, if you're like this, see what you're doing is you're stretching this side of your body. You're stretching the spine to the side here. And if you have your shoulder relaxed, you get less of a stretch. If you push down with your elbow and lift your shoulder straight like that, then you get a real good stretch all the way from the side of your pelvis, right here, from the outside of your hip, all the way up the side of your spine to your upper body. And so I'm getting a good stretch on the side of my spine here. I just hold the position and breathe. This is one where as you breathe in and you feel your rib cage expand, you'll feel the stretch really increase because it's the side of your rib cage here that's being stretched. Again, this is one you should hold for 30 seconds or a minute. You can do certain variations once you get used to the position. You can alter the position of your leg. You can lift your leg up if you want. You can lift one leg up, it doesn't have to be very high. And that just gives you a little slightly different stretch and it works some of these muscles in here. You can also lift one arm up, and that will force this arm to straighten out a bit more, and you get a little bit more of a stretch there. That's an option too. You can bend your knee and straighten your leg if you want to just sort of loosen up your hip joint. It's a good position for loosening this hip and knee, and all at the same time you're stretching your spine sideways. But do these motions very carefully so you don't hurt yourself. All right, having stretched out on this side, we'll turn over and stretch on the other side. Very gently, come up, sit up like this, and then just roll over onto the other side. Resting the elbow down here. The other point of main contact, side of the hip here. This leg is flat, this leg rests on top of it. This hand is going to press down onto the mat slightly. I straighten this shoulder, holding myself up, and you can see this is where the spine is bending right here, particularly this side of the spine is getting bent. Hold and breathe. Wonderful stretch, sideways stretch for the spine. You can lift up one leg if you want. Hold it up for a moment. Move it forward and back a little bit. And this will actually sort of stretches out some of the muscles in the back of the pelvis and lower back. You can move your leg in sort of a circle like that if you want. Bend and straighten the hip if you want. And if you want to, you can extend one arm out. Then all the weights on this arm, you push up with the shoulder, you get a good stretch on the side of the spine. Okay, now that we've stretched the spine to each side, we're going to do an exercise which stretches the spine backwards. This is for arching the lower back. Again, be real careful with this. If you have back problems, be very gentle with yourself as you do this. Now, you can start out doing it exactly the way I'm doing it now. That is simply resting on your elbows. And you can sort of look down at the mat. You don't necessarily want to pull your head back like this and create a lot of tension in the back of your neck. There's no point. There's no point creating tension there. The area that we're trying to stretch here is the lower back, right there. And what you really want to do is have all the muscles of the back as relaxed as possible. What you're doing is supporting your body weight with your arms, your shoulders, and your elbows. You're not lifting your body up with the muscles of your spine. You're letting them stretch out, resting here on your elbows, looking down. After you've done this for a while and you feel like the lower back has begun to stretch out, then you can do the advanced version of this exercise called the cobra. You want to do it very carefully, very gently. I like to start like this. If you want to, rest your forehead on the mat, have your hands in front of your body like this, fingertips together, and my elbows and forearms are resting on the mat. What I'm doing now is just getting my body nice and symmetrical, nice and straight. And what I'm doing is concentrating on relaxing the muscles running down both sides of my spine and into my hips, so that my whole back and legs are as relaxed as possible before I even start the exercise. Now what I do is I bring my hands back and I bring them somewhere out to the sides of my body. You can choose whatever position is most comfortable for you. You can have your arms back along your body like this. You can have them up here. I think it's harder if they're back here. I like to have them out about here to push up. And what I want to do is concentrate the pushing motion simply in my arms so that my back stays as relaxed as possible. I gently push up. My head comes up. I try and keep my head and neck in a straight line with the rest of my spine. Lift up your body only by pushing down with your arms. Don't use your back muscles. Try and keep your back muscles as relaxed as possible. This is a good one for actually strengthening your arm muscles. You may not be able to do it for very long at first because your arms may not be used to it. As soon as you're ready, just come back down, and when you get back down to the mat, turn your head to one side, rest your face on the mat, put your arms back by your sides, and completely relax your whole body from head to toe. It's important. I stop and rest several times in between short sessions of doing this Cobra exercise. I'll do it for 20 seconds or half a minute, and then I'll stop and rest. Let my back muscles completely relax, particularly this area right down the back there, because that's the area that's being stretched. Then when I've rested a little bit and I want to start again, I bring my hands back to whatever position seems comfortable for me, where my arms are as strong as possible. Turn my forehead down toward the mat, get my body nice and symmetrical. Push down with my hands and arms. Raise my back and my upper body without tensing up the muscles of my back, keeping my pelvis on the floor. Keeping it resting down on the mat. Hold the position very gently. Breathing deeply down my lower back and stop. And then come back down. Turn my head to the side, pause and rest. Now I'll show you a variation of this that you can do. If the arch of your back is tight, so tight that you can't do this without bringing your pelvis up like that. If that's the case, that's fine. Start this exercise on all fours with your hands a little bit forward. And gently lower your body forward like this. Don't try and put your pelvis on the floor. Just try and rest like this. Try and relax your lower back with your arms straight. Don't even try and get your pelvis down. Just rest like this. And come back up. All fours. And if you want to, you can come back toward the turtle position. Because what's good about the turtle is it stretches your back in the opposite direction from the way you've been stretching it with the Cobra. That's why I always do the turtle right after the Cobra, to rest my back in the opposite direction. You can do it like this. If you want to, you can then come down and bend your elbows a little bit, lowering your body down like that. But that's pretty hard to do. You have to have strong triceps muscles in your arms to do that. So let's do one more time the Cobra from this position, bringing our hands up alongside our body, looking down toward the mat, gently pushing up. And it's better not to go too far. Just go a little ways. As soon as you feel like you've gone as far as you can go and your lower back muscles start to tense up to protect themselves, stop. Because you don't want those muscles to tense up. They're the ones you want to stretch out. Hold the position, whatever position feels comfortable for you. Hold and breathe. Then come down. Relax your back again for a moment. Take plenty of time with your yoga to relax in between each movement. That way you'll prevent yourself from pulling any muscles or causing them to cramp up. Now, let's come up to all fours. Put your hands alongside your chest. Face the mat. Come up to all fours like this. And gently sit back down onto your heels in the turtle position, or as close as you can come. Whatever is comfortable for you. If you can get all the way down in the turtle, it feels absolutely wonderful. See, right now, these muscles that were being arched in one direction and stretched in one direction are now being stretched in the other direction. So it's a perfect way to finish up stretching out my back. All right. The last few exercises that we do in the yoga set are a repetition of the ones at the beginning, because I like to finish by bending my back forward again. So the ones that I do at the end, I repeat the diamond position, gently stretching my back forward, letting my upper body bend forward, holding the position. Straightening up. Then the gentle twist to each side, one hand on the knee, the other hand behind the body. I don't do them as long the second time because I've already done them once, and my body's already pretty much stretched out in this direction. The other side now, the twist. Then the single hamstring stretch. First one leg, the other leg stays bent. Bending forward. And the other leg. Then the straight leg bend forward with both legs. Remember, just hold your legs wherever you can that's comfortable for you. And then I like to finish one more time with the plow. But as I said, do this only if you can do it safely and comfortably. And if you need to, have the wall behind you to rest your feet on. Gently bring your knees up toward your chest. Bring your feet overhead, pushing down a little bit. Straighten the legs. Hold the position very gently. If you've got the wall there, good position to hold there. Maybe come down a little further. But be very careful. This is an easy exercise to pull a muscle or to pull a vertebra out of place with. So be very careful. Only do this exercise if you feel you can do it with complete control, so that you're not moving in a sudden, jerky way that will pull your body out of position. And I bend my knees, roll down very gently, and I'll rest here. At this point, I'll then go do some meditation in a recliner chair. I rest in a recliner chair after doing my yoga because my back muscles have been working hard, and so I want to give them 10, 15, 20 minutes to rest before I get up and start going around doing my normal activities. So I meditate in a recliner chair, listening to music, emptying my mind of thoughts, trying to keep my attention focused on the music continuously. And each time I find myself thinking about something, instead of listening to the music, I let go of that thought immediately and return my attention to the music, trying to develop my ability to keep my attention focused where it is, right where I want it to be, without having distracting thoughts running through my mind. So that completes our yoga set, and I hope that you practice those exercises daily, because practicing them every day is what will gradually make your body more flexible. It'll make your body feel more relaxed. You'll enjoy how your body feels. After you've done yoga regularly for a few weeks or a month or so, then you start feeling like you don't feel good in the morning unless you do your yoga. You want to do your yoga because you know how much better you'll feel as soon as you finish doing it. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this tape and that you'll use it often. Thanks a lot. Bye for now.